Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, we're pleased to welcome Luke Norman. He's the CEO and director of Leviathan Metals to the channel for the very first time. This is one we're looking forward to learning more about in today's interview. Before we get into it, take a second, smash the like button, guys. Big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join and let us know in the comment section below if you've heard of Leviathan Metals before or if you're currently holding shares. With that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we have Luke Norman. He's the CEO and director of Leviathan Metals. This is going to be an interesting discussion. We've got a good list of questions. Luke, your first time on the channel. We appreciate the time. Happy to have you.
Yeah, great to be here, Bryce. Thanks for you taking the time.
No problem. Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more about the story. I know there's been some big press releases. 2025 was obviously a big year for you guys. Can you talk to us looking back now? We're 2 weeks out from the end of the year. What were some of the highlights from 2025?
Oh, just that major shift we've made into polymetallics, into copper. We've been working around that for quite some time, and our shift really from our Australian assets, as you can see on the backdrop behind me, it's now a little bit historic as we now move into Bosnia and Botswana.
Exciting times. Yeah, I know you guys have kind of widened your scope. We'll get into some of those catalysts in a second here. In terms of the short-term exploration development pipeline, what can people really expect, or what should they be looking for right now?
There's a heck of a lot happening around the company right now, Bryce, and I don't say that lightly. During the acquisition of our Botswanan assets, the private company Cura, we started work on our Bosnian-based polymetallic system that we picked up when Bosnia went ahead and changed all their mining law. It's now very similar to Canadian, Australian type mining law. We got in on the projects, we're a first mover, and we've since done some groundwork there, just honing in on executing on some drill targets in the new year, and did some surface trench work, and we'll be sharing that with the marketplace in the coming days or weeks, but it's looking really exciting there. And then, of course, down in Botswana, well, heck, we've got one of the best portfolios of assets along the Kalahari Copper Belt out of any company there, especially for a junior.
Now, for people who aren't super familiar with that area, I know you just mentioned there's been some policy changes. They're obviously opening up more to the mining exploration industry. What should people know about this area of the world and how it maybe compares to some of these other jurisdictions?
Well, Botswana is the safest mining jurisdiction in Africa. It's been seen as that, been considered that for multiple decades. De Beers have massive operations in there, huge diamond mining operations there, as well as harvesting coal and generating power and selling it down into South Africa. They've got a very clean, very non-corrupt governmental system. And again, I compared Bosnia to Australia or Canada in terms of mining law. Well, Botswana most certainly has very well established mining law, and you see it in the infrastructure that's in place, the roadways, the power networks, everything. It is a huge step from going, from South Africa, just heading north, the next country up, Botswana. What a remarkable change.
Yeah, it really makes a big difference to the operations of these type of companies. Now, you talk about new areas of the world. Any strategic partnerships, joint ventures that you're currently working on or that we should be aware of?
Well, I think it's just going to be inevitable. If I look to Bosnia, our polymetallic, just for those who don't fully understand what a polymetallic system is, it's lead, zinc, silver, copper. It's again, multiple metals. Our system is very, very strong there, and it is akin or similar to Adriatic, who are operating a big operation about, 100 kilometers north of us, 120 kilometers north of us. So clearly, as we get further along the discovery process and we start to show the size potential of this system, because we think it is a massive system, we'll most certainly want to bring in a good, well-heeled partner into that. And look, likewise, if we shift our focus down to Botswana for a moment, some of our core holdings are right smack dab attached to a huge mining operation owned by MMG, a Chinese conglomerate. We have a continuation of their mineralization mineral system. So when we get in and get proof of concept, which we're very, very confident we will, given that when we were down there, of course, I was down there in May and we flew over our project and MMG had about 8 drilling rigs going right on the border of our project. So that's, you don't have a big drilling operation going like that unless you're into some significant mineralization. So as we get into discovery mode in Botswana, at least just on that one particular project, look, it's about 300 square kilometers in size, but we have almost 12,000 square kilometers along the Kalahari Copper Belt. So with a massive land package like that, it would make great sense for us to look to partner with a big major through. Once we make a discovery, of course, we want to see our shareholders well leveraged to the discovery process.
Sure, yeah, pretty encouraging when your neighbors are drilling right on your front doorstep there. So,
And mining, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
excellent. Now, you just made reference to your background, Leviathan Gold. You guys have obviously widened your scope now, Leviathan Metals. We've heard a lot in the media about the new industries, whether that's solar, tech, AI. They're requiring a lot of these base metals, these critical materials,
Yeah.
metals, precious metals. Can you talk to us a little bit about this strategic shift, pivot? Why now, and what does this really mean for the company?
So how it all came about is I mentioned to our geologist, our chief operator, a few years back that I really wanted to get into some serious copper projects, primarily, tier one real copper opportunities. I've seen this coming for a long time, and I think the copper market hasn't even started to show its hand yet. So he went on the hunt literally for tier one copper assets. He's based out of Poland, of course, and look, puts him on almost the same time zone as both our assets in Bosnia and our ones in Botswana, by the by. But whilst we were going through the process of looking at the Botswana assets, then ultimately acquiring them, which took in total, a little over 12 months, we came across the Bosnian opportunity. So we have been working really hard, and we're actually working towards some additional consolidation in and around our Botswana central project right next to the MMG mine right now. So it's been really busy days. And the reason for that is, again, I think this AI demand, I think the ongoing electrification demand, copper is really prime. Then obviously up in polymet, zinc, silver, the whole spectrum of credits there are critical minerals, and especially in Europe. And this project sits right smack dab in the edge of the European Union. So the Bosnian asset, of course, assets. So yeah, I just think we're really strategically placed, in some prime metals are going to do a lot in the near future.
I was going to say, good foresight on your part there to pre-run that. Now, we wanted to focus in on the Kira Exploration Botswana Corp. You've mentioned a number of times this is a critical project or component of your portfolio.
Mhm.
What's kind of the next step? What should we be watching for in the first few quarters of 26?
Yeah, look, we've completed a lot of geophysics. We've been working on the project most of the year. Mapping, sampling, and geophysics, and really just honing in on the model. The model is already established for the exploration portion, the drilling portion of the project, and done so in testament by the number of open pits that are neighboring us in the MMG project. So we will be drilling there, and we, of course, intend to be drilling in Bosnia as well. So come February, March, we're going to be busy with drills and obviously busy getting our story out there and helping people understand this really big opportunity.
Makes sense. Now, we've talked a lot about the positive attributes of these jurisdictions. In terms of any operational risks, financing risks, is there anything there that we should be watching for?
Short answer, no. Again, Botswana is considered a highly stable mining environment, great for investment. There's a lot of multinational companies there operating. Again, having our chief operating officer on the same time zone out of Poland, it's easy access for him. We're not into virgin territory or virgin country. There's a lot of knowledge around it. Again, I visited. I'm going to be returning again in the new year down to site. It's such an easy country to get around, so there is no risk at this point in time with a very clean and well operated government system there. And Bosnia, we're seeing the same excitement around the fact that they've finally tied together. With Bosnia Herzegovina, they've finally tied in some really strong mining law, and so to be a first mover there, and we've got, gosh, 5-6 kilometers of strike on this polymetallic system. It's massive. So yeah, we're very confident and comfortable with both jurisdictions. And then again, just it's not like it's a time issue either with having a entire geological team based in those time zones.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice perk. I didn't realize they were on the same time zone, but it makes things quite a bit easier.
Yes.
Now, you guys have multiple different projects or sites. You've got multiple different targets. We talked about the variety of metals within the portfolio. How do you prioritize what comes first? What gets your attention, the financing with such a vast kind of opportunity ahead of you?
Right. Well, Bosnia just jumped out into our laps, really. I mean, it's just been a remarkable set of circumstances. So that will be getting some exploration focus drilling primarily in the new year, and it's shallow stuff that we're drilling. And then same with down in Botswana. Copper, as I said, is going to be massive. There's no question in my mind. But we're drilling very shallow holes. The style of mineralization, the systems that we're looking to drill into, they're only about 120 meters under surface, where you get into that event horizon. So we're going to be very well set up for our drill package. And look, you can see just with the caliber of shareholders that we've brought along into the company, gentlemen like Michael Gentili and some of the name brokers that we have in this deal. It's been taken very seriously right from the onset. So we're going to use that money. We're going to get in and we're going to drill shallow targets, and we're going to be making discoveries, and we're going to be creating excitement around this company.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I know you guys are working on an updated investor presentation too. So if people want
Yes,
more detail,
of
we've
course.
linked the company website below. Now, in terms of the longer term outlook here, is this more of an exploration play, identify some targets, and then maybe sell off these properties? Are you looking to commercialize them into production? What's kind of the strategy moving forward?
Well, I have a company, a gold company that I'm going through the final stages of development on. It's fully permitted, and we're developing that and going into production. So I'm certainly not afraid of that side of the business. However, I know that the style of systems that we have, the style of projects that we have, it's going to excite some very big companies once we get into discovery mode. So most likely we won't get them very far along. We're not going to have to spend a heck of a lot of money determining reserves, at the project, etc., and making development decisions. Because I'm pretty sure through proof of concept we're going to be have a target on our collective heads.
Now, Luke, you mentioned 2026. The big focus was on storytelling, really getting this out to the market. What would you say is one message, if you could get through to the retail audience right now, they want to know about the story?
Yeah, look, very developable, shallow, big tier one copper assets in Botswana, and similar, the same kind of story up in Bosnia. You're going to get a lot of news flow. You're not going to see tons of dilution. It's not like we're trying to drill mile deep porphyries in the high Andes or any of that, which is generally the kind of targets that people are familiar with from the copper exploration side of things. So we're going to be able to generate a lot of news flow. We're going to have a lot of drilling going on, and that's going to bring with it a heck of a lot of attention around the company
Yeah,
and value for shareholders, ultimately, obviously.
it's an exciting time, and yeah, the more the story gets out there, obviously, the more people involved in the company name. Now, speaking of people, I know you have a strong group of individuals on the management team there. You mentioned you've got a gold company as well, some longstanding existing relationships. Can you maybe finish off just talking a little bit about the team you've assembled?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jeremy Crozier, I've mentioned him already today, our Chief Operating Officer. He is a world-class exploration geologist. He worked for a number of decades with a large group here out of Canada. He's had a lot of success in exploration, discovery, copper in particular. Then we've got, of course, Christian Toth, who's a co-director in the company. He is one of the top securities lawyers in the country. With Faskins, so he's really been invaluable through this, acquisition process and making sure we have everything all, I's dotted and T's crossed. And then we've got Jonathan Richards, our CFO, who runs a CFO company, an accounting firm here in Canada as well, who's overseeing just making sure we do everything through our corporate governance and our accounting process properly. So we've got a really well-heeled and well put together team here, and we'll be expanding on it as we go. The geological team that Jeremy's put together in both Bosnia and Botswana are world class, and mainly though it's gig type employment. We don't have a huge amount of overhead, which is great. You don't want that in a junior, investors. You don't want to see that. It's not a lifestyle company. We're all very big shareholders of the company. We're in this for all about the leverage of the stock, and it's go time. So good times.
Excellent. Hey, we appreciate the time today, the insight, a lot of exciting developments, busy year in the rearview mirror. It sounds like a pretty busy one coming up ahead of you. I'll give you an opportunity to close out, but thank you very much for taking the time today.
Yeah, no, thanks, Bryce. And yeah, look, I highly recommend if you're interested in this space, if you like the leverage again of the junior exploration sector, definitely come and take a look at Leviathan. The hard work's been done in front of you. The quality of shareholders that we have in this company, you can look it up. These are world-class investors, and they chose us for a very good reason.
Makes sense. You guys, if you're still watching the video at this point, if you have any additional questions for the team, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Again, the company website linked as well. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. We'll see you back here tomorrow.